Hi, this is Michael Taylor. I'm the author of A New Conversation with Men, and I wanted to take this opportunity to talk about Chapter 4 of my book, which is called The 5 Masks of Masculinity. Now, it is my belief that as men, what we do is, as a result of experiencing trauma, disappointment, pain in our lives, we create these metaphorical masks that we hide behind. And these masks really keep us from being our authentic selves. These masks become our pseudo-selves, if you will. And the sad part is, most of us don't even recognize when we're wearing one of them. I know for the majority of my adult life, I was clueless to the fact that I was wearing a mask. And it wasn't until I went on my own personal journey that I discovered, first and foremost, who Michael Taylor is, and in that process I learned that this mask that I was wearing was keeping me from being Michael Taylor. And so in this chapter, what I do is I describe the 5 masks of masculinity, and then I also show you ways to recognize whether or not you're wearing one of those masks. And so briefly, I'd like to share the first mask with you, because the first mask is the mask that I personally wore for many, many years. And that mask is the Mr. Nice Guy mask. And so the Mr. Nice Guy mask that I wore really caused me to always seek other people's approval. I was the guy that, everybody liked, always smiling, always happy. But the truth was, I was absolutely miserable inside. But I put on this facade of everything's always great. And so I went through this process of self-discovery, and I was able to recognize that mask and able to remove that mask. And as mentioned, in doing so, I gained emotional freedom for who I am as a person. And so it's amazing how powerful our minds are. And these masks are really mental constructions that we hold in our heads, that we believe certain things about ourselves that may not be true. And one of the things that I believed about myself was that I was unlovable. Was another thing that I thought that in order for people to love me, that I had to accomplish things. And so I broke my back trying to be successful so that everybody would like me. That's how insidious these masks can be. And so it's important that as men we recognize that these things can cause a lot of problems in our lives. And until we remove these masks, we cannot create true intimacy. We cannot create true connection with people, because the masks keep us from being authentic. And so what this chapter does, again, is explain what these masks are. And as you read through them, you'll recognize that, wow, I know I wear that one, and I think I wear that one, and so you'll always have a strong suit. There's one mask that'll really stand out more so than the others. But as human beings, we wear all 5 masks, actually. But the key is to recognize when you're wearing one. And when you do that, as mentioned, you will be free. And so this chapter is to help you recognize whether or not you're wearing a mask, and gives you some steps to help you remove them. So that is Chapter 4 of A New Conversation with Men. Check it out. I really would like to hear from you.